Hello, welcome to this update. So we will talk about the severe weather and the tropics in the Atlantic. So we'll mainly focus on tropical storm Francine that has now formed, and we'll check some other rainfall and severe weather stuff. So let's see what we currently have. So there's now tropical storm Francine there, and the official track has it getting to a hurricane like by tomorrow, alright, and going and striking southern southwestern Louisiana as a hurricane there. There is some hurricane watches for all of southern Louisiana, tropical storm watches for parts of Texas and Mexico, and southeastern Louisiana too. So let's see. There's some rainfall estimates shows parts of Louisiana some 8 inches possible, some 6 to 8 inches, and 8 to 12 inches in a spot or two. Around eastern Mexico, southern Texas, some 8 to 12 inches, and more rain as this goes further north there into Mississippi and other areas later. So please be careful. This will be a very dangerous storm with flooding and everything. And here's from Mexico. It shows around 200 millimeters locally, and more in the Yucatan and some other areas. So let's see. There have some storm surge forecasts, some already 5 to 10 feet already for southern Louisiana. So this was no joke. It will be a big storm, and I have to take this seriously. Around southern southeastern Louisiana, some 4 to 7 feet, and some 2 to 4 feet in the other areas in New Orleans and Mississippi, and some 1 to 2 feet in Texas, in Houston, and especially 5 to 10 feet there. So please be careful with the storm surge, coastal flooding when this comes. There I have some storm surge watches there for southeastern Texas and Louisiana, Mississippi. So please be careful if you are those areas. And they have this map like shows the potential of storm surge, shows some areas in southern Louisiana, some oranges and even some reds there, some 5 to 10 feet, 7 feet in many areas there. So please be careful, especially in those more colored areas of those marshes in southern Louisiana. So please be careful there. And let's see here. So let's see now we have also the flash flooding potential. A moderate risk for flash flooding throughout Louisiana, Mississippi when this makes landfall. Depending on the strength and the position, this might increase. So we'll check the other site in a minute to see the date and timing and everything. But let's see here. Some tropical storm force wind speed probabilities around eastern Mexico. Might be some storm gusts in Texas, especially in Louisiana when this makes landfall. And the hurricane force wind probabilities mainly Louisiana and southeastern Texas. And the 50 knot wind probabilities around Louisiana, especially there might be some very damaging winds. So let's see the key messages. Francine is forecast to be a hurricane when it reaches the southwest Gulf Coast on Wednesday or Wednesday night. There's increasing likelihood of life-threatening storm surge inundation in parts of upper Texas, Louisiana coastlines when a storm surge watch is in effect. Residents in the watch areas should follow advice given by local officials. There's an increasing risk of damaging hurricane force winds in parts of southern Louisiana beginning Wednesday, where a hurricane watch is now in effect. Francine expects to bring very heavy rainfall. There is considerable flash flooding along the coast of northeastern Mexico, parts of the southernmost Texas coast and upper Texas coast, southern Louisiana, and southern Mississippi into Thursday morning. A risk of flash flooding and urban flooding exists parts of the mid-south and Wednesday into Friday morning. So please be careful in those areas. This is really serious. And here's the key messages in Spanish in case you don't understand English. just pause to read here or visit the hurricane site here, the NOAA National Hurricane Center. So let's see. So the timings, like Tuesday, there might be some tropical storm force winds near the area, especially in Texas, but this will make landfall like late Wednesday into Thursday, like Wednesday night into Thursday will be the worst impacts. Considering now is already Monday, there's very few time to make preparations. So please, if you haven't, please make preparations in those areas. Have water, food, and all types of water to drink for the machines and everything. Have food for you, for your pets, and everything. And get some flooding equipment to stay safe from flooding. Secure your home and everything. And follow local officials. If told to evacuate or something, do so. So let's see what else we might have here. So some models, let's see some hurricane models. So this is the HRF. It takes it there very close to Mexico and Texas and goes as a hurricane into Louisiana. Basically that same track we have now. And now let's see the other hurricane model. It takes it very close to the coast. Might be some flooding rains there through Texas and Mexico. Goes into a hurricane that's basically the same location there in Louisiana. And let's see, the HAFS A has it there. Wait, he goes and then goes to a hurricane a little bit further east than the HRF, but also in that same general area, but a little bit further east. And the HAFS B has, let's see, has it there, alright, a storm, then it gets down to a very strong hurricane and towards southern Louisiana there. So please stay safe from this. This will be a serious storm with damaging winds, coastal flooding, and flash flooding and everything. So please stay safe. So we'll talk more about the dynamics and everything when we get to the tropical part. Let's see the severe weather. So now that there's just a marginal risk today, parts of New York, and general storms in the south and parts of the Rockies in the west. So let's see. 0% tornado threat, 5% wind threat in New York for some storms today, and hail threat nothing. So isolated damage in thunderstorm gusts are possible in parts of New York. So just be aware there today, nothing crazy. And then for Tuesday, some general storms in the south and parts of the north, the plains and some areas. So nothing crazy for Tuesday. So let's see, but it's important to see what they say. Thunderstorms are expected to develop Tuesday across the Gulf Coast region, Four Corners, and northward to the north central U.S. No severe threats expected across the U.S. Tuesday night. So let's see. As we get closer to this landfall, the tornado threat will start to increase as this hurricane comes because of the outer bands might cause water spouts and everything. So already on Wednesday we have a marginal risk in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, even Florida. So probabilistic 5%, but this will probably be like tornado threat and maybe winds and stuff. So let's see. An isolated tornado threat is expected to develop central Gulf Coast Wednesday night. And that's right when it will approach and make landfall. So let's see here. Let's just check the fire threat really quick. There's an isolated dry thunderstorm threat in parts of Wyoming and Montana. So some elevated fire risk parts of Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. So be aware there. Day 2, 3 areas of elevated fire threat in Nevada, California, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington there. So be aware. And day 3 is a critical parts of Nevada and Utah there, even Arizona. So be aware there. So let's see now some more stuff of the rainfall and everything. So in terms of excessive rain, we already have a slight in southern Texas today, a marginal through Florida and the Gulf, and marginal in the southwest for the storm. So be aware in Texas, some heavy rains already beginning. For day 2, a slight risk. So as I was saying, for Tuesday, right, a slight risk throughout the Gulf, a marginal in the southwest, and all the way to Florida, marginal. So already some more flash flooding expected tomorrow. Be careful, but day 3, Wednesday is the real day. We have already a moderate and the slight, so moderate in Louisiana, Mississippi, is marginal there until Florida, so please be careful there. This will be a serious event in terms of flash flooding, winds, and everything. Not catastrophic, but a serious event. So we also have a marginal in the northwest. Day 4, another slight continuing to Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Missouri. Day 5, another marginal there from the remnant of this. And day 4, there's also a marginal still in the north. So please be careful for that. This will be very serious. Rainfall today shows in Texas more, southern Texas close to 3 inches or more. Throughout the Gulf, some more storms in Florida, and more in New York there in Ontario from the storms. So let's see. Day 2 start to get more in the Gulf near Texas and Louisiana, and there in Florida. Be aware. Day 3 it shows like all the way to 5 to 6 inches. There can be an isolated area to 6 to 7 inches in Louisiana. So please, this will cause a lot of flooding. Please be careful. And some scattered rain in the northwest because of the other system. So Florida might have some storms too in other areas. That's Wednesday. Now Thursday shows more, close to 4 inches, 3 to 4 inches in parts of Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi. So please be careful there. Still might be some flooding. Day 5, Friday, this continues upwards, the remnants. Day 6, still some rain left there. More in the southwest and Mexico. Day 7, more throughout many areas. So please be careful. Day 1 through 7 from all the days shows more than 7 inches in Louisiana there. So this is very serious. Please be careful. Shows a lot in Montana too, and some areas. So please stay safe there. Let's just see some models for today. The storms. So it shows those storms in New York there. Some stronger storms through central New York, like going to Vermont. But really, like this afternoon, they form in southern Ontario, go across the lake, show some stronger, maybe severe storm or two through western New York and central New York this evening, this afternoon especially. So please be careful, some storms there. And let's see, right, show some stuff in the Gulf in Florida, some bubbling storms, and some showers, afternoon showers in the southwest. So be careful there. And let's see. So in terms of heat, still very hot in the southwest. Some extreme heat risk still, but nothing crazy. Some major in Florida. Tuesdays more extreme in the major in the southwest. Some moderate areas of heat risk in the plains and Florida. Wednesday, some more major heat risk in South Dakota. Thursday, some moderates in Florida and northern plains. Friday, still some moderate heat risk in Texas, Florida, and the northern plains. Saturday, still some moderate heat risk in the south. Sunday, some more in the south there. Nothing crazy, but be aware. So the temperatures show like some 100s in southwest today, some 90s there, the plains and Florida too. So be aware. For tomorrow shows more 90s there across the plains, 100 on the southwest, and more 190s on the southeast, especially some high 80s in Florida. That's Tuesday. Wednesday shows cooler in the Gulf because of the hurricane, but around it lots of 80s and 90s all the way to the Midwest. Some more 100s on the southwest and more 90s in Florida. For Thursday, shows more a little bit colder temperatures in the northwest, some 90s across the North Plains and in the southwest, some high 80s in the Midwest, so be aware. And let's see, day 4 minimal temperatures shows like into the 30s during the early morning and night, especially the mountains there in the higher mountains. So some colder temperatures there. Be aware. Northeast some 50s at night as well. So be aware. And day 5 for Friday shows some more 90s on the southeast, on the south especially, southwest, so some low hundreds, some 80s in the northern plains, midwest, and some 90s in Florida. Day 6, maximum temperature shows more 90s on the south, southwest, and Florida. Day 7 for Sunday shows more 90s on the southwest, across the south, and parts of Florida, some 80s. So be careful there. Let's see. The 24-hour max wind gusts show already some winds kicking the Gulf, more in Wyoming, some gustier mountain winds, and some areas there. So be aware. And talking about the longer term future, let's see some models here. The GFS for like, let's say 219 hours. So here, wait, so wind here. So because like in the last quarter of September and almost into October, we might get like into some severe weather again, especially like September 18th shows that trough coming in there. Might bring some more severe weather in the plains and some areas. So just so you are aware of. So let's see here, especially around, like, say, shows the 18th 0Z. So this was the, what was the 6Z GFS, show that trough coming into the plains there and potentially kickstarting some severe weather. So we'll keep monitoring this. And let's see, some hazards shows her hurricane watches in Louisiana there, storm surge watches, and the hurricane watches go all the way inland into southern Louisiana there. So be aware. Some flood watches advisories in Texas, her hurricane warnings in the ocean there, some tropical storm warnings in the oceans there. So some heat warnings in the southwest still, air quality and red flag warnings in the northwest, some heat in Florida. So be aware there. And now let's see what some different models have on this. So this is the European at next 5 days, shows like some 8 inches in Louisiana, some 9 inches, 8 inches from this, and 4 inches in New Orleans, but shows like 6 to 4 inches in Mississippi and Alabama too. Going north, some 5 inches, almost 6 inches in Arkansas and Tennessee. So please be careful, especially in Louisiana there. Let's see, the GFS shows some 8 inches too, a more concentrated area of flooding, like 6 inches in New Orleans, 7 inches, 8 inches. So please be careful. Let's see, some 5 inches further east, 4 inches. So let's see, be careful. The icon shows a more concentrated area there, like, and it shows in millimeters, like more than 200 millimeters, but let's see in inches, like some 8 inches as well, 8 inches, might be 9 inches in some spots, but you get the idea. There'll be a lot of flooding. Please be careful. Further north shows some 5 inches as well from the remnants of this, so please stay safe there. Let's see now something. So for Canada, no big storm threatening the prairies today, and tomorrow's kind of quiet as well. But in Ontario, we have those storms in southern Ontario there that I showed you before on the HUR for New York there. So be careful in southern Ontario. Might be some stronger storms. In Quebec, nothing. Atlantic Canada is kind of quiet. British Columbia shows afternoon storms and evening overnight in some areas. Some stronger storms in the south there. So be aware. To Yukon, Northwestern Territories, nothing crazy. So let's see here. This is the GFS. It shows some systems there, some rain in Alberta, some areas, and that trough going down into the into the U.S. there, bringing those colder temperatures and the rain in the northwest. And a new system to Alaska and Yukon, and some areas later, more snow in the mountains, to British Columbia as well. And let's see the European central Canada. So it shows nothing crazy today, just some showers in northern Saskatchewan, Nunavut and Manitoba. But let's see, maybe some storms in Ontario by Wednesday in Quebec, but you see like by Thursday those storms going north from Montana to Saskatchewan. Might have some more storms in Alberta, Saskatchewan there. By Wednesday, some heavy rain in Montana. So that trough goes north there, further north into Canada, and later might quiet that down a little bit. But like the 17th shows some more systems there and some more rain. So let's see, in eastern Canada, we have those storms in Ontario today there, and shows that low pressure system in Quebec and Labrador, some heavy rain there, but especially snow like tomorrow shows some possibility of snow in northern Quebec and Labrador, so be careful there. Those storms on Wednesday there, so we'll watch for that as well. Some small systems later, so yeah, be aware there, but nothing that crazy. We have in Alberta and Saskatchewan some warnings there. Let's see if it loads here. So we have some air quality advisories for the wildfire smoke, mainly all that red, like some air quality advisories, some rainfall warnings as well. Let's see, heavy rain expected tonight, so be careful. And also some more air quality advisories and some special air quality statements, so be aware there. British Columbia, some special air quality statements. And in Ontario there, we already have a severe thunderstorm warning for those storms already kind of happening, and some frost advisories for Quebec and parts of Ontario there, so be aware during like the early morning, some frost. And let's see here, for example, some temperatures. It shows like during the early morning and night, it shows like some areas of Quebec might get all the way down to like 1 degree, 3 degrees, 2 degrees. So be aware there, especially northern Quebec are already very cold. Let's see, the high temperatures still shows in Manitoba, Ontario, close to 30 degrees, 29, 26 degrees. Some areas of colder air across Nunavut and Northwestern Territories and Yukon, so be aware. Let's see, Wednesday night into Thursday, actually Tuesday into Wednesday, shows more cold in Quebec, 0 degrees, 1 degree, many areas. And the southern Quebec, some 4 or 5 degrees there. So let's see, shows cold across the west as well. And the high temperature still shows like, see, in Ontario some, wait, some 20s, some higher 20s there. So yeah, be aware. And in terms of snow, let's see, the European, it shows, this is the icon here, the next 5 days, it shows that snow in northern Quebec and Labrador from that system there, so be aware there. Some areas close to 20 centimeters of snow, so be aware. And also southern Greenland and Nunavut and Northwestern Territories shows a lot too in some areas, not a lot, but some snow there. And from some other systems across Yukon, some snow in some areas, especially on the mountains of Yukon and Alaska there. Some more snow, some mountains of British Columbia, some areas, especially Montana and Idaho, show like some higher mountains of Montana, some 23 centimeters or something. Across Wyoming, the higher Rockies there. Even Colorado shows a hint of snow in the higher Rockies as that system comes. Even a tiny hint in Oregon there. So yeah, we'll keep monitoring this. Wind gusts shows higher in Quebec and Labrador from that system there, and still shows like Tuesday some higher winds across Alberta, Montana, and northwestern territories there because of that system getting going, especially into Nunavut and northwestern territories. More than 82 km per hour gusts later, close to 90 km per hour gusts, so this system gets going. So very strong system, starting Tuesday, lasting all the way until like Thursday. So be aware there. And let's see, as the system goes into the U.S., it starts showing like some very strong gusts for California, Nevada, some areas of the Rockies for like Thursday, and the system in Louisiana, of course. And talking about the system in Louisiana, we're still kind of far out to determine the exact wind gusts that might happen, but let's see here. Miles per hour show like some 63 mile per hour gusts, 65, 48, so some very damaging gusts there. Be careful. The GFS has, let's see, the GFS is already in Mississippi, right? But let's see, when it makes landfall, it shows like some 79 mile per hour gusts, so the GFS is stronger. And the icon shows like, the icon's also already up there, just the European is late, but the icon is too strong, I think, but it even shows like some 88 mile per hour gusts, so you get the idea. Some very damaging winds there with the storm. So please stay safe. And now, if you're watching from the tropics, the Caribbean, we have some two more areas to investigate. This area was down to 60%, but still could form up next 2 days and next 7 days. So let's see. Near flow pressures produce disorganized showers and thunderstorms over the central tropical Atlantic. Environmental conditions are marginally conducive for development during the next few days. Tropical depression could form while the system meanders over the central tropical Atlantic by the middle part of the week. The system's forecast to move westward, northwestward, 10 miles per hour. So this could still become something, but the conditions there aren't very certain. And this system is also 60% next 7 days, 0% the next 2 days. So later it might gradually develop into something, but not expected to cause like major impacts in any land areas. But let's see here. Some models for this, like North Atlantic, it shows shows the new system there, Francine, and the GFS has this down all the way to the 970s hurricane, like a category 2 almost. Then it also develops a new system coming off the Cabo Verde and struggles with that first system, but might become something, but kind of struggles. Really develops the second system there and meanders in the Atlantic. So, and if this run is right, it might even affect the Azores later as the remnants. But let's see here. The European 0Z shows Francine there, and then it gets all the way down to a 977 hurricane. So, a considerable threat there. And then it shows the other system trying to get going but struggling, but might become something down the road. And the Canadian has Francine there. The Canadian is still a tropical storm, so it's still very weak, so don't mind the Canadian. But let's see, has the system there kind of struggling as well, but eventually making. But still uncertain because the conditions there aren't very favorable. So let's see, the icon has Francine there, getting all the way to 980 and something, but the icon had some higher gusts than the other models. So, but it also has a hurricane. So let's see, the other systems shows like might try to become a storm or depression, but there's some low confidence. It only shows a weak system, so we'll keep monitoring that. The hurricane models for Invest 92L shows like it struggles there, but eventually might try to get itself together. The HRF even turns it into a tropical storm on the 12th really quick, and then even to a hurricane later. So the HRF is actually developing this. The HEFS A has the area there, a lot of moisture already, it's a favorable environment, but it shows like it then struggles a little bit more, and continues, but kind of struggling. So there's still some uncertainty on this system, but it might try to become something eventually. So let's see. There's the H1. It takes it there and struggles too, but eventually becomes a hurricane as well. So we'll monitor that system very closely, but no certainty yet. So let's see some ensembles here. It shows like next 240 hours. So a lot of confidence in the Gulf, of course, because the system is already formed. And now it's showing like most members showing like hurricane strength, because it will become a hurricane. So let's see, but there's also a lot of context with this next system becoming a hurricane like down the road there, showing some stronger members. Also the new system from the Cabo Verde might try to do something. And the GFS has a lot of confidence for the system there too, the Cabo Verde and the first one, especially later further north might become something stronger. Also some mixed bag of low pressures around the eastern US, but those might not be tropical, and has some member two going to the Caribbean, but very low confidence on that. So let's see some interesting stuff here. So here's the vorticity map, shows with Francine there, a lot of spin, and shows a little bit of our vorticity array with that first area at 60% there. So there's some energy there. Alright, we'll keep monitoring. And there's the wind shear too. It still shows unfavorable in most of the Gulf, but right there where Francine is, it shows some more favorable wind shear. Like this anticyclone, it's shielding it there. So shows some favorable wind shear in the Mediterranean region as well, but right above the Mediterranean region, right shows unfavorable there. So we'll monitor this. Let's see, like for Francine, some model tracks. So most models go like there towards Louisiana. Some go further east there, but it's mainly that. Let's see, but the main spaghetti here from the hurricane models shows like into southern Louisiana there. One goes further east, but mainly into that general area. So please stay safe there. This will be a very dangerous storm. So let's see, in the Pacific, where we also have the thawed area at 60%, so 0 and 60% in like 7 days. So we're monitoring this for Mexico as well. And let's see. But in the Central Pacific, we had that area there, but it's down to 0% now. So no threat for that. But let's just quickly see some rainfall for the rest of the Caribbean, and then we're done. But it shows like some showers and storms in the Eastern Caribbean, possibly some passing showers, some storms there. Beware, some more storms in Haiti, especially the Dominican Republic. And for Cuba, might have some afternoon storms. Also in Jamaica, some passing showers, and more rain for Florida. Northern Bahamas might get some more rain and storms. And Central America, nothing crazy. Might have some heavier downpours from time to time, parts of Mexico, Guatemala, but nothing crazy. Just like regular showers and storms, but some storms might be heavy, especially in the afternoon. So always be weather aware. And let's see, but the west coast of Mexico shows more than 100 millimeters throughout the west coast of Mexico because of this system trying to develop. So might be some areas of flooding in the western coast of Mexico, some heavier weather there. So be careful there. Some more showers and storms throughout central Mexico as well. And of course, northeastern Mexico with this system. So shower storm or two in the Yucatans, some storms there. So yeah, please stay safe. Let's see, the GFS has more around Cabo San Lucas, more than 100 millimeters from that system coming. Western Mexico coast as well, so be careful in those areas. Let's see now. The Eastern Pacific, it shows the moisture there, and the GFS tries to get going. A system brings heavy rain to Baja California, and then eventually tries to get something but rapidly dissipates there. It might bring some leftover moisture in the southwest there. And the European shows like the moisture there tries to get a system, but it struggles a little bit. Let's see. It shows the zero Z had a tropical storm there, passing near Cabo, passing near Baja California, but then dissipating. So if you are there in Baja California, just watch this. There might be like a tropical storm in those areas, or just some heavy rain. So be careful. And the icon gets like a tropical storm there, and even a hurricane. The icon goes down to like strong hurricane, makes landfall in Baja California Peninsula. So there are still some stronger scenarios there. So be monitoring this and stay safe from the rains and everything. So let me see if I say this in Spanish as well. Hola, entonces va a haber lluvia fuerte en la costa oeste de México por este sistema se formando. Precauciones con la lluvia fuerte en la costa oeste y puede haber más lluvias y tormentas en América Central así, principalmente en México, Guatemala, pero este sistema se formando puede ser una tormenta tropical en Baja California semana que viene. Entonces estamos monitorando, pero no es nada tan significante, pero puede dejar lluvia fuerte y alguna tormenta tropical ahí. Entonces, si estás ahí, que estés atento así al pronóstico. Good. So let's just do one last thing here, Western Atlantic. So humidity in terms of dry air, we are pretty good with moisture there. The EU still shows a little bit of dry air intrusion there on the southern side, but like September 11, but it still goes as a strong system there into Louisiana. But the Europeans is trying to get a lot of dry air there, so we'll be monitoring for this as well. The wind shear, the dry air, and actually the wind shear, I showed you it was unfavorable there. So let's see what the European model says, because there's the jet there in the US, some very unfavorable there, but where this thing is at, there's favorable wind shear. It might continue that way until it goes into the US, and it will get unfavorable there in the US, but it might survive throughout the Gulf. So I think this is it. So stay safe in Louisiana, make preparations in all those areas, and warn others, and do what you can to stay safe. And we'll be monitoring everything else. So thanks.